Good night and good luck. Dumb and Dumber, of course, and The Martian. And now this Hollywood star is taking on a role as the antagonist leader in the popular Divergent Series' latest installment. It's called Allegiant. Jeff Daniels, welcome here to CT Style. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, I hear you're a Michigan guy. March Madness. Are you picking Michigan or Michigan State?
My wife and two of my kids went to Michigan State, so that's where I have to. I don't really care, but when the game's on, I have to pretend that I care. So Michigan State.
Well, that's good. It's all in the family then. Now let's talk all about Allegiant. Obviously, very big movie that's coming out tonight. Everybody's talking about it. Now, did you know about the Divergent series before you were cast, or did your kids kind of have to fill you in about it?
I was aware of it, but I hadn't seen it, and my kids were very excited when they found out that I was going to get to be in number 3. And so, yeah, I kind of studied a little bit or studied up on it. But the fact that the kids were very excited was sometimes that's reason enough to do something. It actually turned out great because it was it's fun to come into a franchise that is so set already and that there's an audience for it. Right. So you just kind of slide in, and it's a great part. David's a great role. So I was happy to be involved.
Now, obviously, a lot of people probably going to be upset with your character after they check out the movie. Do you have to hire personal security so people don't, throw stuff at you when you're walking down the street, or?
I've had to have personal security since Dumb and Dumber. Yeah, I mean, everyone who has an IQ above 8, has a problem with me. It's fun to play people that kind of, whether they're bad guys or villainous or whatever, they're fun roles to play, and this is no exception.
If you haven't seen the show Newsroom that you star in, a lot of our viewers have probably seen it on Facebook, the video where you're sort of ranting about how America is not the greatest country in the world.
There is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world.
We didn't identify ourselves by who we voted for in the last election, and we didn't scare so easy. We were able to be all these things and do all these things because we were informed.
With everything that's going on with politics, do you think that this movie sort of has some ties to that with what we're going through today?
Yeah, I think with the factions, trying to make a perfect race or a perfect person, or I think certainly by the end of this movie, there is Shailene's character is really screaming for diversity, not only of people, but of the way people think. And I think we've lost that. I think certainly now in a political season where everyone is saying whatever they want to get to the next primary, but we've gone in further right and further left, and for centuries, governing happens from right center to left center, and that's where it's at. And everybody take a breath, and let's get back to doing what a government should do. And I'm not sure we're hearing about that right now.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to check out the movie. Let's move from the politics over to some of your actual performance. Working with CGI and green screen, is that more difficult? Because with the wall being there, do you have to act like somewhat of a mime where you're not touching the wall? And
oh, it's always easier to touch whatever it is you're talking about. But part of what we do as actors is imagine. So you got to use your imagination, and those of us who get to do this are blessed with kind of very creative, maybe overly creative imagination. So, I mean, yeah, it's always nicer to see the spaceship going by, sure. But you can also imagine that too, and then they put it in later. You don't have to wait for them to get the spaceship ready. You can kind of just shoot it. So it saves time, actually.
Well, you guys will have to check out the film. It actually premieres tonight. It is called Allegiant. Again, it is all part of the Divergent series. Jeff, thank you so much for joining us here on CT Style, and best of luck with the release.
Thanks, Ryan.
Absolutely.